when you look at how it originates, then you have to go back most of the times to your parents. I just speak now about parents, but it doesn't have to be. It depends also where you grow up and who are the most important people in your life when you are little. It is not a big trauma. It is a trauma that comes because the repeatment. The repeatment is that I say your parents only say something nice to you when you are doing something. You haven't heard from your parents that when you are just sitting on the couch doing nothing, that you are a super nice, sweet, and that they love you so much. That's what they forgot. Or when I was young, it was not normal. In the area I was living, it was just not common that you do that to children. So you have to do something to get a response from your parents that you are good, that you are loving, that you are know so much. And so then the compliments are coming. When you are doing nothing and just being you, you haven't got it. People, your parents didn't say how much they love you. So you have learned in a very young age that only by doing you are good enough. And therefore, you do still things at this time in the hope you get a response that you are good enough, that you have the right to live here on this earth by doing. And that is, of course, not true. You have the right to live on this earth because you are here. Just because you are born, that is your birthright. And that is the right, that birthright is your right that you are here and that you are perfect. I call it the perfect imperfection. Well, nobody is, of course, perfect in the sense we use the word perfect, but you are, as a being, the way you are born, there, everything is there that you are. So it can grow. You can grow some things, but learning that you don't need anything else than what you are already is the next step where you can work on. So going back to how it originates, it has everything to do where you grown up and how those most of the time parents reacted on you, how you could hear that your parents loved you. And most of the parents only expressed it when you were doing something and not by doing nothing and just being you. Robin?
So this is where I would say, well then, this is your trauma for your inner child. And then this is where shadow comes. You tuck that away because you learned, I need to earn love, affection, appreciation. Is you need to earn it. And so your parents, your caregivers, or however in your childhood that set that up for your inner child to have that belief, you are the one carrying that forward now. You are the parent to that inner child now, and those inner dialogue in this, you are the one keeping that alive. And so the realization, and what did you say about imperfect and perfect?
The perfect imperfection is how you are born as the perfect
I love
imperfection.
that.
That you had most of the because of how you grown up is that you have the right to be there only by doing. That's how you translated it. But because you are born, you have this birthright to be that perfect imperfection, to be that that gives you all the right to be here with everything you are. That you don't need to. You only need to learn because you are a child, and you have to learn your way. But nothing of you have to change. But we change so much because we want to fit in that what we think that our parents or the caregivers give us.
Yeah, we're given the idea we need to fix something. I agree. And I love that. The way I say is the imperfection is the perfection. It's you. It's the uniqueness of you. And that's, we spend so much time trying to fix what we think isn't fitting into the scenario around us. And we have become that parent that's expecting us to earn. And we put that in place, and then people pleasing becomes a tool that actually keeps that in place. And you end up creating your own lack in several ways, because in one layer, you just constantly give. You are never in a position to receive what you're lacking because you're constantly giving. You're giving from an empty cup. So you're not giving, you're asking. And it becomes a very dark little ball of manipulative energy. And you're convinced that you're doing something so well and so kind and so thoughtful, and you're really not allowing the other person their lessons, and you're not allowing yourself to receive what you lack. And in so doing, you're building a bigger form of lack.
To understand what it is to be a people pleaser is that you really have to look at yourself and look how you are doing it, and see how you give, and if it was unconditional, or are you waiting for something? And when you don't get anything back, what happens inside?
I was going to say, they feel very different in your body. They feel very, very different within your body. The physical sensations in your body feel different with those two different kinds of giving.